We do, Julie. You know, we've been telling you all morning long about the new iPhone. Apple's launching it tonight, in fact.
Exactly. So people have been lining up for days. In New York for 3 days. In Phoenix at least overnight. So Ken Coburn, a familiar face around town from the Data Doctors. Is it the Data or Data Doctors?
Whichever.
All right, from the Data Doctors. Well, he's here with all the hype. And Ken, I mean, what is it with this phone? Like, people would wait 3 days in line for it.
Yeah.
Well, it's more than just taking your regular phone and your iPod, and smashing
Scotch taping them together. Yeah.
It is probably the sexiest, coolest device to come along in a long time. But the real question is, after all of that wears off, is this device really going to be a useful device? Can you justify the expense? And all of those answers, nobody has at this point in time.
I wonder how easy it is to use. I know it's the touch screen, but there's no, there isn't a text board or a keyboard, rather, for when you're typing out.
Yeah, there's one button with a tactile response, which means when you press it, you know it. Everything else is touch screen. So that's part of the lure of this thing, is it's really sexy and you use your finger to do all these things. That could also become a problem, especially if you're an avid text messenger or that kind of thing. So those kinds of usability functions and those kinds of things that are going to say, yeah, this is a great phone, or not so much, I think that's what's going to happen after this initial rush kind of comes through.
Well, that was my next question. Would you be smarter to just hold off and wait for 6 months or maybe even a year? The price, I'm sure, will come down.
Yes. And
maybe they'll tweak it. And would you be better spent to hold off?
Well, that's the law, right? In electronics. The first generation is always the scariest. But if you want to be the guy that says, hey, I had the very first iPhone, well, you're sitting in line right now. The rest of us are going to let those guys go through this learning curve. For me, I need a corporate device. My BlackBerry allows me to connect to my mail server. So this is really designed for corporate folks, whereas the iPod is or the iPhone is really designed for consumers that really want that ultimate kind of combination.
Handheld computer, essentially.
I don't want to lose my battery phone but listening to music.
That's right.
Well, but the good news, Ken, is people will bring this new thing for you to fix. One more thing for you to fix.
You betcha.
All right,
thank you very much. Ken Coburn from Data Doctors, and I'm just concerned that we're going to have more crashes on the interstate because people are going to be trying to figure this out, distracted by their phones again.
All right.
And they're driving out there.